Welcome back to my channel. So in this video, we are going to study about Ascomycetes and their examples. So first of all, you know very well, Ascomycetes belong to the kingdom fungus. It is a member of the kingdom fungus, and fungus body is made up of mycelium. So in case of Ascomycetes, we will find that the mycelium is septate with simple pore. See the mycelium? Mycelium will be septate and it will be with the simple pore. There can be two types of mycelium can be present. This is with monokaryon mycelium, or it can be with dikaryon mycelium. Monokaryon means only one nucleus, dikaryon means two different type of nucleus. So they can be monokaryon mycelium, which is also known as primary mycelium. We can represent it as this way, 1 degree. This is known as secondary mycelium, or also known as dikaryon mycelium, which we can represent at this way, 2 degree. So first of all, it is having two types of mycelium, primary mycelium and secondary mycelium. Now we have to remember which mycelium is dominant. So in the life cycle of the Ascomycetes, primary mycelium is dominant and secondary mycelium is short-lived. So I think so with respect to the mycelium, point is clear. Now see asexual reproduction. In case of Ascomycetes, motile structure will be absent. Motile structures are not present, so it means they will not make zoospore. They will make non-motile structure. Now non-motile spores which they produce are conidia, and conidia are exogenous spores. They are not born in any sac-like structure. So for understanding, we will take a case of the penicillium. Now see in case of penicillium, this is the conidiophore, which will be going for first branching, and this branch is known as rami, which will again go for branching, and next branching is known as metulae. So this branch is known as metulae. And on top of metulae, we will find they are bearing this is the fillid or sterigmata, which is a flask-like structure which they are bearing on top of the metulae. And on this fillid or sterigmata, we are finding the chain of conidias are present, which are showing the basipetal arrangement. Basipetal arrangement means we have to remember where the young is present. If you see the diagram, you are finding young is at the base. The conidias are present in the basipetal arrangement. So this is conidia, and this, let me do the labeling for you. This is known as sterigmata. So if you see the diagram, you are able to assess it also. Conidias are not born in any sac-like structure. They are directly born on the sterigmata. That is why we say they are exogenous spore. And this is a case of penicillium. Another example of the Ascomycetes, which is very important, that is known as Aspergillus. In case of Aspergillus, conidiophore will not be branched. Okay, so this conidiophore will not be branched. It is going for swelling. And this structure is known as vesicle. So I'm writing it here. On this vesicle, you are finding it is having the flower-shaped sterigmata. So directly on the vesicle, the sterigmatas are present. There is no branching of the conidiophore. And on the tip of the sterigmata, obviously the conidias will be present in a chain with the basipetal arrangement only. So Aspergillus is bearing the unbranched conidiophore, but Penicillium is bearing the branched conidiophore. I think so. Both the diagrams are clear to you. This is of Aspergillus. So asexual reproduction will be done by the conidia. Now, if you see, first of all, asexual reproduction means they are making conidia. So how they are making it? By which cell division? So they are making it by mitosis. So these are also known as mitospore. Please understand properly. The asexual spores which they are making are mitospores. Why? Because they are making by the process of mitosis. Now we have to discuss about the sexual reproduction. Now see, the sexual reproduction of fungus is involving 3 steps. Number 1 is plasmogamy. Plasmogamy means fusion of the protoplasm only. Nucleus has not fused till now. And in case of the Ascomycetes, dikaryophase will come. The phase where the 2 nuclei are still separate and they have not fused. So this is dikaryophase, which is giving to secondary mycelium or dikaryotic mycelium, which we represent as N plus N condition. So dikaryotic mycelium will be having N plus N condition. Then after that nucleus will be fused, we say karyogamy, and third step, last step will be meiosis. So 3 steps of the sexual reproduction is number 1 is plasmogamy, number 2 is karyogamy, and number 3 is meiosis. Now how does the plasmogamy is achieved in members of the Ascomycetes? We are finding they are showing gametangial contact. Gametangial contact means they are making 2 types of gametangia. This is the male gametangia, which is known as antheridia, and this is female gametangia, which is known as oogonia. So male is known as antheridia and female is known as oogonia. So the male is transferring the entire content into female through the tube. So this is the transfer of the content has occurred. See the board carefully. This is known as gametangial contact, and the example for this we are observing in Pyronyma. In this fungus, we find it is showing gametangial contact. Then we are finding they are going for direct conjugation also. And conjugation is seen in the unicellular fungus, that is yeast. The example of conjugation is yeast. In conjugation, see, this is your one yeast cell. Okay, this is then a second yeast cell. The 2 yeast cell will fuse. They will fuse. This is known as conjugation. Then the third method is they are showing somatogamy also. Somatogamy is seen in Peziza. Example is your Peziza. In this the somatogamy is seen. Now see how they are doing the somatogamy. This is the plus hypha, Ascomycetes with simple pore, monokaryotic condition. Then this is your second mycelium, which is minus hypha, and these 2 mycelium, they are monokaryotic condition, and they fuse. Let me draw it with another color for your understanding. When they are fusing this way, then we are finding they are having the 2 nucleus, dikaryotic conditions is there. Basically, the 2 somatic hypha are directly coming and fusing. Here we are not saying that it is a male or it is female. We are using the symbol only. This is minus, and we are saying this is plus. So these are the methods of somatogamy in case of the Ascomycetes. Now after plasmogamy, the 2 nuclear fusion is delayed. And they give rise to dikaryotic phase. And the dikaryotization in case of Ascomycetes is spreading by the Crozier method. So see here, dikaryotization spreads in Ascomycetes by Crozier method. This is a method which helps in the equal distribution of the 2 nuclei. Means both in between the two septa, the two nuclei should be equally distributed. Means see the diagram, understand it carefully. Let us assume this is one mycelium. Then the two nuclei should be equally distributed in between the two septa. It what means, if suppose here this is the plus strain nucleus, then equally should be negative strain. It should not be ki both are with the plus strain or both are with the negative strain. So their dikaryoticization is achieved with the help of Crozier method. This is very important. This is the feature of the Ascomycetes. After that, what will happen? Now they will go for making the ascus. Now we will see how the ascus formation is done. Now see, after somatogamy, this is your dikaryotic mycelium. So this dikaryotic mycelium will give rise to one ascogenous hypha. See the board carefully. You'll be finding it very easy. It will give rise to ascogenous hypha. Okay, and each ascogenous hypha will be also septate. So I'm not drawing simple pore, but you know already simple pore will be there. So these nucleus will be reaching to this ascogenous hypha also. So each ascogenous hypha will be dikaryotic like this way only. Okay, now on top of this ascogenous hypha, we have to make ascus. So ascogenous hypha will bear ascus. See the board class, this is the ascus. Ascus is a bag-like structure which is born on the ascogenous hypha. I am taking a case of the penicillium to explain you. So ascus is born on ascogenous hypha. Now let me explain you by taking only this part of the diagram outside. I'm taking only this part of the diagram outside and I'm explaining you. See, this is your one cell of ascogenous hypha with dikaryotic condition. Okay. Now this was the ascus which is present. This is the condition. Next step, what we will observe, your ascus is now having the two nucleus. Inside the ascus, the two nucleus has moved. Please focus very carefully. Till now, karyogamy has not done. Inside the ascus, two nucleus have moved. Now, inside the ascus only, inside the ascus, the karyogamy will be achieved. So, karyogamy is occurring inside ascus. Now, see the board. Karyogamy will occur inside ascus. So where the karyogamy is achieved? Karyogamy is occurring inside ascus. And after that, see the board carefully, I will just make it down. See here, after that, meiosis will also occur in ascus only. Meiosis will also occur inside ascus to produce ascospores. Two will be of white and two will be of blue color. So these are the ascospores which are produced. Ascospore. Total how many ascospores I have made in the diagram right now? It is 4 ascospores. 2 are of plus nature and 2 will be of minus nature. Now let me just fill all these with the ascospores. So you can understand it, I am filling them with the ascospores. So ascospores, if you see carefully, they are born inside the ascus or not? So can I say ascospores are endogenous spore? Ascospores are endogenous spore. Is it clear? So ascospores are your sexual spores of the Ascomycetes and they are born inside ascus. Now, this is your monokaryotic mycelium. This is your monokaryotic mycelium. Now just imagine only, imaginary. Let me assume this part of mycelium is going and covering this entire structure. It is covering this entire structure. Okay, this mycelium is covering the entire structure. Only for understanding it is there. It is not exact, but it is only to make my student learn it easy way. Okay, so this is your monokaryotic also. You can make the one nucleus partition also. This way with simple pore it is there, you know very well. Basic you know. Now this structure which I have made right now, this structure is known as ascocarp. This is the fruiting body of Ascomycetes. Fruiting body. And if you see right now I have made the closed one. So this fruiting body we will say it is Clistothecium. Clistothecium, which is seen in Penicillium. This condition is seen in Penicillium. Is it clear? So I think so we can revise this way. The ascospore are born inside ascus. They are born inside ascus, and ascus is born on ascogenous hypha. Fruiting body is known as ascocarp. I hope this topic will help you to understand where we have to use word ascocarp and where we have to use word ascus. Let me just do the labeling for you. This is ascus, and this orange color is your ascogenous hypha. Okay, I'm doing the labeling here. You can check it. This I'm writing it here. Ascogenous hypha. Okay, and the karyogamy is occurring inside ascus, and meiosis will also occur inside ascus. Let me write here, meiosis also occur inside ascus. So if they ask you the question, the site where the karyogamy and meiosis occur, so your answer will be there, कि karyogamy is occurring inside ascus as well as meiosis is also occurring inside ascus. That is why because this bag-like structure is sac-like, that is why Ascomycetes are also known as sac fungus. I hope this topic is clear to you. Thanks for watching. In the next video, we will be discussing the examples of the Ascomycetes in detail. Thanks, class.